We got it.
We got it. Okay. And then I'm going to mute everybody. If, of course, there are any questions or whatever during the class, feel free to unmute yourself and ask anything before we go. Any questions?
Why can't I hear you?
You can't hear me, Ilana? That's a stupid question for me to ask, isn't it? If she can't hear me, then I'm not going to get an answer.
Well, you might.
All righty. So I'm going to mute everybody. And again, let's have our classic setup. Okay. A chair to sit on in front of you and wide apart. So some space. We don't want it jammed in close. We want it somewhat wide apart. Right. And then, Alana, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, and I just want to be a bit late because I have some guests, but it will take 5 minutes.
Do you think? It's your world.
What?
I said, that's fine. So I'm going to mute you now. Okay. So comfortable seat. And as I was saying a moment ago, really all fitness endeavors, because I have a background and I'm mostly steeped in the meditative, mind-body, sort of the mystical practices, Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, meditation, that idea. I see that as priority one, because you can lift weights, you can do martial arts, you can go running, you can do any other, play basketball even, or other sports from the mindfulness state. You can be better at whatever it is you're doing if you attend to the subtler quality that you want to always be in. Sort of your attention is present, your gaze and your focus kind of goes inward as opposed to outward. And you attend to this, as I was saying at the beginning, sort of mood, a mood or a quality of inward, relaxing, attentive, releasing grip, right? That shows up and that can be utilized in any endeavor you want to do. So today we're doing walking and balance work, whether it's Tai Chi or whether you go later to your boxing class or whatever you go into. Bring this idea that let me get my mind, breath, subtle quality through the nervous system, shift it in this direction. And you want to get really good at that because eventually you kind of never leave that state. In a way, it's a natural state that we're often pulled away from or thrown off or derailed from through the things in life that cause us stress, whether it's political stuff or climate, or whether it's personal stuff within our family or whatever's going on. A lot of that is what is derailing us. But if we get really comfortable in this mind, breath, body, settled sort of enjoyment, I often think of that idea of indulgent or enjoying, or gratitude. Feeling really grateful for just the breath that's coming into your body, the hold of that breath that's going out of your body, empty space there, and how interesting that is. And then the next breath that comes in, and that holding, breath that goes out. And let's just do that for another few cycles. Another way to think of that is time, slowing down your experience of your moment. From sometimes time is just running away from us. It's sped up. And the opposite is also true, that we can consciously settle into the present moment and in a way experience the infinite, the unbroken moment that has existed from the beginning of time all the way till where we are now and wherever it's going in time. There's really just one moment. And that's the trippy side of it. That's what starts to feel really sort of magical when we get out of our heads and we settle into that eternal quality of being conscious. So I know that's a lot of sort of interesting, maybe confusing thought, but breath in, breath out. Feel your fingers, feel your toes, feel your limbs. Notice any places that feel painful. Notice any places that feel good, pleasurable. Usually that's a place that's warm and kind of flowing well. Notice areas that maybe feel a little bit like blacked out or disconnected. And on your own time, you would perhaps spend 5, 10, 15 minutes just sitting, breathing in this quiet space, settling deeper and deeper into your moment. But we're going to move on from this because we got things to do here in our class. But I just want you to keep that in mind, that on your own, throughout your day, taking little pauses where you sit with good structure, you close the eyes as a gesture of disconnecting from all the outside craziness, connect with and feel grateful for breath you've got, time you've got. So this shifts our frequency, shifts our mood, and it also shifts the state of our tissue, which is very important when we're practicing our Tai Chi movement, our balance, our whatever, getting around in space. We want to keep a soft, relaxed, mobile, pliable body. And that starts at the deep place within our mind and nervous system. We have to also be doing it there. So now joint mobilization, hands onto your thighs. Slide hands, elbows back, lift the chest and look up, lift the chin, arch the back. Then slide the hands forward, drop the head softly, rounding your back. Slide the hands back, elbows back, lift the chest, look up. Slide the hands forward, drop the head, arching back, look down. 3 more. Now that you know the choreography of the exercise, then re-attend to the mindfulness. So the idea that how you're moving and paying attention to every little subtle quality within the movement, that's a meditation challenge, you could say, or a meditation opportunity. To not move robotically, but to move extremely attentive, curious, explorative. As you finish that last one there, come back to middle and rotation. Slide left hand forward, right hand elbow back, turn to your right, and then switch, turning to the left. Back and forth, so you're keeping your body soft. When the body is soft, we're accessing the hydraulic system rather than the tension-based system. That's a big deal with Tai Chi and Qigong. Is this idea that most of us are using our backup system, our leverage and tension system, as our primary system. And so each round that we do with a softness and a sort of gliding and sliding and oozing through movement, we're training our hydraulics. We're getting better at moving smooth. One more as you turn to your left. Finishing. Come back to middle. Hang the arms off the side and that same soft quality. Lean to your right. Left wrist floats up. Left foot empty. And then change. Shift the weight over to the left buttock. Lean to the left. Right foot empty. Right hand up. This one's really good at feeling our middle. So they say the middle is about belly button height deep to the belly. So even as you lean, you don't fall out of your chair. Even as you let this foot come up a little bit, you're still keeping your center. So think of that as your intention or what you need to cultivate to feel balanced, to feel nimble, to feel safe while moving is a middle quality, a pivot place that you feel relaxed and the limbs and everything on the outside feel loose and free and light rather than a rigid holding to keep you balanced. It's a state of pliability and mobility. Now, arms hanging by your side. Let's do our shoulder blade circle. Shoulders come forward and up, back and down. So here, this is addition by subtraction. Think of your chest, shoulders, and upper back like a sponge or rag filled with not ideal sort of stagnant fluid, and we're trying to squish, squeeze, and wring out all that is stuck in there. So keep doing that. Shoulder circles. Now reverse the circles. Go back and up, forward and down. The importance of clearing and cleaning out this upper chest and back area with the arms is you could say, number one usual suspect for where we are making ourselves top heavy and where we are not allowing ourselves to get rooted to the ground. So we're holding ourselves up here and therefore we're kind of teetering around in space, whereas when we're empty, then we can actually plug into the root. And in Tai Chi, they say top empty, bottom full. Top empty. So we're cleaning out so that we can actually feel full. And come back to neutral. Bend your elbows, bring your hands up. Let's keep cleaning that out. Elbows out to the side and up. Elbows down. Elbows around in front. Squeeze. And down. Out and up. Down. Squeeze. And one more. Oh, just again, you're looking for barnacles, looking for rust and stagnation. Now elbows back, squish all those muscles in the back, open the front. Then elbows down, forward, up. Bringing out all the musculature of the chest, shoulder blades, upper back, elbows back. Forward and up. Forward, down, back. Forward, down, up. And down, elbows out to the side. One hand above, one hand below. The below hand goes under the arm. Hug your own torso. Now let's hug the body and squeeze and try to crawl the hands around. Squish the front, open the back. And then release. Elbows open. Switch. Other hand above, other hand below. hug and hold. Keep holding. And release and open. Elbows down, hands down. Now scoot a little bit back in your chair so you feel very stable. Bring right knee up, right heel pulls in. We call this chambering. And then expressing out from there, and then re-chamber, and then set that foot down. Other leg, chamber, push, chamber, down. So think of this as, again, addition by subtraction. You're washing out the grip, and ideally feeling how you can actually stay pretty darn relaxed and yet get a full, fluid, smooth movement using your hydraulic system rather than grabbing onto the bones with muscle tension and then trying to whip the bones around. That's what most people are doing. And so that's what the Tai Chi folk said, you know, you can do that for only so long and then your body doesn't function great. And that's why a lot of the folks, as we are aging, you see less improved movement quality, whether people have things like Parkinson's or they don't. Everyone past a certain point is losing the ability to move gracefully. And so we want to think about, oh, this type of movement is something we can keep developing 70s, 80s, 90s, 100s, right? This quality. Now, straighten your right leg. Let's point right foot, flex. Point, flex. We're also networking the brain, network connection out to every limb. Invert, evert. Foot just tilts a little in, tilts a little out. Then we circle. Pick a direction. 3, 4, 5 circles. Other direction. And make sure when you're doing this, you're not moving your leg, you're moving the foot. It's the foot. You want to define the articulation of the foot name. Other side. Straighten. Point and flex. Point and flex. Invert, evert, little tilt, in and out. Circle. Make sure it's the foot, not the leg. Other direction, circle. And down. Scoot forward. One more thing here in the legs. Step your feet wider apart than hip distance. Lift the toes off the ground, and you're going to swivel on the heels. Turn your toes in, knees in. Feel how that's internally rotating at the ball and socket joint, and there's a little squeeze in the groin area called the quad. So we're closing the quad. Then lift your toes, open, opening quad, that space. Close, open, close, open. A few more. Note that if you relax, the pelvis and spine and torso can kind of not be impacted at all, not be pulled around by the movement of the legs. And that's the sort of freedom that you develop with Tai Chi, is this freedom in this space of the quad, and then also this lower back region and belly region. So this is our middle that we want to feel open, free, with limbs free to move and never disturbing our sense of settled stillness in our middle. All right, bring feet back to hip distance. Now we want to fold at the hip crease. So bowing forward, sitting up, leaning back. So now the opposite sort of interaction, but the same quality, that we want to move the hips at the leg bones and yet feel the legs totally relaxed, totally free. So there's just this moving through space internal real estate rather than jamming things and forcing the body parts. Instead, we're just almost like falling, control falling forward, control falling back. So this looseness that when you practice moving this way, eventually you start to really feel free, loose, right? Okay, and now standing up and sitting down. So slide your feet back a little bit. From that space that we were just folding, fold. Now feel yourself pour the weight into the legs, and then just push down through the legs. Remember, top empty, bottom full. So when you come up, try to not rely on pulling yourself up somehow. Instead, let all that go. That's what we were talking about last couple weeks. Chun one. Let it go all the way through the earth. Now keep it down in the earth as you fold at the hips and just slide the joints around each other until your butt finds the chair. Now notice you sit back in the chair, the weight goes through the chair to the point where your feet are kind of light, empty. And then we pour the weight out of the chair through the legs to the earth. And just let that weight go down to the earth. And notice it's pretty easy to just stand up. And you didn't have to change certain muscle strength. Instead, the opposite. You have to just let go of that grip, that rigidity, and just find this ability to slide and move with ease. One more. Just pouring yourself. Now notice your root, ideally, is under the ground, under the floor. Keep that as you stick the butt back a little, sink. Don't sit in your chair, just stand right back up. So do that a couple of times. This is just a soft, loose Tai Chi squat. Let the back open, arms hanging loose. Arms hanging loose. Loose. Good. Now stay standing. Let's make our way closer to the right side chair so that you can use it if you need to, but let's not use it if possible. So it's there if you need it, but you're not using it if possible. For this first exercise. Each exercise, each level, you'll decide if you want to have your hand on the chair or not. But keep your Jung central upright. Chun one, which means let go of holding the body weight in the body and let it go through you, drain through you to the earth. And then what's left is Ching Ling, light, nimble. Right? So now let's just change the weight. Let the Chun one quality go through the right leg. Feel the left leg a little Ching Ling, light and nimble. And then change. Go through the left leg. Now, Jung means we don't lean and lean to try to get to the leg. Instead, let it go down through so you can keep your vertical axis. Now, as you're in through your right leg, lift your left heel, try to get to the tippy toe of your shoe or foot. Lower the whole foot down onto the floor, and then settle that Chung one quality, sunk and stable down through the left leg, and get light and nimble to the tip of your right toes. Place the whole right foot down with no body weight, still empty, and then change. Once you're feeling light and nimble, lift the left heel, back down, change. Now, I've mentioned this before, when you get better at getting out of the way, then eventually it can almost feel simultaneous, like you're changing the weight and lifting to the tippy toe. And then changing the weight and lifting to the tippy toe, almost stacked right on top of each other. But you got to remember what comes first. If I prematurely try to pull the foot up, I throw off my middle balance. So always note, I've got to get to that root but eventually it can be somewhat fast or efficient. Say. Now, level 2, once you're at the tippy toe, then disconnect the foot from the floor, reconnect it, change. Disconnect, reconnect, change. Use hand on chair as needed. Disconnect, reconnect. This one really shows you if you're doing the premature lift of the foot. Change. Disconnect. Change. Level 3 is the same, just taking that knee as high as it might go. And remember, Chun 1 is the sunken quality. That's what makes this possible. Not how much can you yank on your leg to lift it. It's the opposite. It's how much can you allow your body weight to go down through that leg and create a very stable root connection. And then the body relaxes and you feel rooted. The body says, oh, I can move. Right? Instead of yanking it around. All right, next exercise. Empty your right foot. Put the heel out in front. Like so. Now, change the weight into your right leg. Get to the tippy toe of the left foot. Change your weight back into that left leg. Get to the tip of the heel in the right foot. Change. Now, even though we're moving forwards and backwards, the primary direction to pay attention to is down. Down through your right leg, keeping your jong-jong or central upright. Down back through that left leg as you keep your jong-jong. That's what allows this front leg to be empty. Down. Down. So even if we were going to walk forward for a mile, the primary direction the entire time is down rather than forward or backwards. Down, connecting to the root. Down. Now you might want hand on chair here. We're just going to hold this position. Lift that foot a little bit off the ground, out in front. Notice I'm not bending the knee. I'm hinging at this hip. Just see, can you hold that position and get your jong-jong, Chun 1 down through that standing leg, Ching leg, light, nimble in your lifted leg. Just hold it, hand on chair as needed, balancing. Picture that teacup on your head. Okay, and now put that foot down and change the weight. Now let's do the little flamingo lift with the left foot. Just bend the knee and just stand. Keep your jong-jong, central upright. Chun 1, soft, sunken, stable, down through the foot to the earth. And then this foot is just lifted. Now let's do the flowing version. Put the toe back down with no weight. And then change your weight back. Remember, down through the leg. Lift front leg. Back down. Change. Flamingo. Down. Change. Straight leg lift. Down. Change. Jong-jong, Chun 1, and Ching Ling are constantly present. Sunken, stable, light and nimble. Make sure the sunken stable comes first. The light and nimble is a product of that. If you get that upside down, which most people do because we pay attention to the moving part instead of the unseen quality of stability. Last one in level 2. Now, you'll probably need your hand on chair for this one. Bring your right knee all the way up and hold it. So using the chair, at first you maybe need 50% support, but then you move that away from 50% towards 40, 30, 20, so that eventually you're doing 90% on your own strength and 10% or less on that chair. And then lower that leg down empty. Change through that right leg. Now your left leg, bring heel to butt and bring the knee forward and up. And just hold. Hand on chair as needed. Maybe someday you'll just kind of hang out here. Now, without putting the weight in this lifted leg, reach the toe back, find the floor, no weight. Change. Now we'll flow this one. Knee up, down, change. Primary direction is down. That's what allows the up. Reach it back with no body weight. Then primary direction down to get that lift. This lift is a secondary quality rather than a primary effort. The primary important maneuver is let the weight go down through your standing leg. And we don't want to fall into the leg out of control, but it's kind of like we fall through by relaxing. Just let it go through. Last one. Now, bring your right foot back next to your left foot. Change the weight to that right leg. Side step. Make your way closer to your other chair. Okay? It's there if you need it. Level 1. So change the weight down through your right leg, left foot out in front. Heel touching. Change the weight forward. Let the weight go down through. Get light on the tip of the toe. And then change the weight back. Get light on the tip of the heel. Change. So this is a great one to not have your hand on anything. Great time to practice jump, central upright, down through the leg. Just learning to feel the hydraulic support the body has to offer. In order to do that, we have to let go of grip that we usually use to keep us up. You have to find that place just underneath there, like groundwater running underneath the surface. Releasing, dissolving, and then finding we don't fall apart. We don't just fall into a puddle. In fact, we find support, a buoyancy. Now, level 2, hand on chair as needed, but let's just lift that left foot and just hold it there. Just float it and try to get light. See how I can kind of shake the leg in the hip socket, because I'm not holding on with all these muscles here. I'm letting the weight go through, and then this leg is light. Okay. And then down, change the weight, flamingo, bend that knee, bring the foot up, let the weight go down through, loose. Toe touch softly, change the weight back. Now we flow. Wait until the front leg is empty. Lift, lower, shift. Flamingo, bend the knee, toe down, shift. From the hip, lift, lower, shift. Primary direction down. A lot of times, if you pay attention, and I've noticed this with multiple people that I'm working with, when they get frozen or stuck in their walking, a lot of times it's this, I'm trying to get somewhere, and in some ways you're getting ahead of yourself. And that shows up in the posture as well. The head is kind of leaning forward. So you can get wherever you're trying to get to if you just make sure you're right where you are in the appropriate way. Relaxed, loose, connected to the earth. Let's go level 3 here. Hand on chair as needed. Lift, Bring that knee up. Work on loosening, relaxing, using hydraulics. Soft. Primary direction down. And then lower that leg. Shift into that leg, left leg, right. Heel to butt and knee forward and up. Balance. Again, normally what we'll use is grabbing onto the body to try to keep it up. And that can work kind of, but it also doesn't work over the long term versus relax, release. And then reach that foot behind with no body weight. And then change the weight back. Now flowing this exercise. Knee up. Heel softly land. Change the weight. Knee forward and up. Toe reach back. Change the weight. Primary direction. Down. Down. It's the down that allows all the freedom of the body. And there's a quality of up that we want to have good posture, but that quality of up actually comes from the down. All right, change sides again. So bring that front foot back, change the weight to that left leg, side step. Keep this idea down, right? Near enough to the chair that you can use it. Change the weight to your left leg, right foot in front, heel touching. Primary direction down, shift into the right leg. Now your left foot, float it forward, touch forward with the tip of the heel. And that same foot, bring it back and touch the toe behind. So we're stepping forward and back with this left foot, but not changing the weight. So that's a huge one there, is that this happens, this movement happens without coming out of your stable leg, right? So the heel can touch, the toe can touch, but there's not a change, 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 which happens for a lot of people. So get the freedom of that foot movement. Now put that foot out in front, leave it there, and then change your weight into your left leg, tippy toe of the right. And we go back. Change the weight back. Left foot is empty. Just bring it back, toe touch, and change the weight. Primary direction down. Down through right leg. That allows you to empty step left foot. Down through left foot. That allows you this freedom of the back foot, of the right foot. Down through right. Allows you to step left. Down through left. Freedom of the right. Shift, step, shift. Shift, step, shift. When practicing this on your own, consider the larger the step, that is not better. A larger step isn't better when trying to learn this skill because it forces your body to tense up. Take nice, comfortable steps, but practice at ease. Practice getting through to one, emptying the other, getting through that one, emptying the other. Keep it relaxed, keep it easy. And then, of course, over time, you can apply those principles to bigger steps, and even jogging and things like that. Now, level 2, lift that right leg, lower, change the weight. Now, empty left foot, keep it empty as you pick it up and step it over top of something, put the heel down. Then reverse, bring it up, tuck the foot, reach back, touch the toe. Up over something, touch. Up over, touch. Notice my body weight is not changing. I'm still using only this leg for my support. And this leg is as empty as an arm. Empty as an arm as I go forward and back. Don't change your weight back or forward. Now, the next time left foot is forward, stay in front and change the weight. Now, flamingo, the right foot, put it back down, change weight back into the right leg. Now, left foot, up, tuck, reach back, no weight, change. Right leg, little lift, lower, change, step up and over. Change. Back foot, up, down, change back. Up, tuck, reach back, change. In front, lift, lower, shift. Step over, shift. Lift, lower, shift. Reverse. Level 3, chair as needed. Knee up, foot down. Change. Primary direction down is what allows heel to butt. Knee up, foot out, down. And then change. Primary direction down is what allows right knee up, reach it back. Primary direction down allows this free leg to go through that full reverse bicycle and then shift down, come up. Foot comes down, change the weight, full bicycle, change. So we're really practicing jump, jump, chun one, ching ling. Those are the underlying elements that need to be present in any Tai Chi, Qigong, or any athletic endeavor. Really anything you're doing, it's the elemental relationships so that we can move while keeping balance. And have grace. Now we're going to switch sides. Bring that right foot, side step, get closer to your other chair. Empty your left foot, put it in front. Change the weight. Now that empty right foot, just go forward, back, back. I'll turn sideways so you can see, just comfortable. No disturbance to your balance, to your stability. So notice I'm not going forward and going back and going forward. That is not happening. Foot is free. Then put that foot in front, leave it there. Change the weight into it. Back foot empty. Change the weight back. Now your front foot, just step back without any weight. And then change. Shift into that front leg. Now we're just stepping forward, stepping back. If you can do this and obey the rules, Zhong Zheng, Chun Wan, Ching Ling, you obey those movement elements. This is exactly what you need to do to walk to the bathroom, to walk through your kitchen, to go upstairs, go down a hill, up a hill. It's awareness. Full and empty, keeping your middle balanced. Level 2, lift, lower, shift. Now your back foot, right foot, step up and over, softly touch the heel, and then reverse. Over the top forward, over the top back. Over the top forward, over the top back. Forward and back. The next time you're forward, flow right into it, shift, back leg, flamingo, down, shift. Primary direction down to allow you that nimbleness to step. Primary direction down allows you to lift, down, step up and over, down, flamingo, down, up and over. Down, just a little easy lift, straight lift. So this is level 2, where we just do the little flamingo lift. And we do straight leg lift. Now let's go to level 3, Bend that knee, bring the knee up, softly down, shift. Now we take that exaggerated step, shift. We bring that left foot forward and up, or left knee rather, and then foot back, shift, reverse. Knee up, down, shift. Primary direction, of course, down. That down is what allows the up. Down. Just really experiment with that idea, because I'm repeating these concepts because they're easy to understand, but hard to remember to apply, constantly apply. Down allows the up. Because we can cheat and yank the body up and think maybe we're doing it right. But we want to really experiment down to allow that up. To allow the nimble freedom. And that downness is what feels very safe. That's what we come to rely on. Right. Now, don't move your chairs, I'm just moving mine. You don't have to do anything different. Now move to the left side of your space so that you then turn so that you're facing across, and you can see I'm almost off the screen here. I got a big runway across the space. Level 1, change the weight to your right leg, put the left foot out. Change the weight down through the left leg, the right foot steps. So again, experiment. Primary direction down, and notice you just move forward however far, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 feet. And then let's go backwards, change the weight. Primary direction down, what's what allows you the freedom to safely step backward. Primary direction down allows you to safely free that right foot to step back, and then down to step the left foot. Down, down. Let's go there and back again. So you can get from where you are to where you're going, but focus on down, down, down. And that's what I was explaining. When I'm working with people, I see that they're thinking forward. They're trying to get to where they're going, and so they're pulling themselves like a horse pulling a cart. And the body doesn't like that, so then it fights and tries to keep it safe by stopping you up. Let's go level 2, lift, lower. So each step is up and over. Change. It's the down that allows you the safe freedom to step over. It's the down that allows you the safe freedom to step over. Down. Down. Same thing on the way back. Going backwards is always more difficult because we can't see. So slow it down and find the floor with your toe. Then change the weight. Freedom in that other foot to step. Change. You got your chairs to your left that are there if you need them. Change. Change. One more level 2 or level 3 for some of you, which just means make the step a little more exaggerated to your own discretion. But keep the idea that no matter what, they're still down. That's what sets you up to take that nice, generous, free step. Good. Now turn and face your chairs, facing forward. Weight goes through the left leg, side step. In, out, in. Keep doing that. The mistake many people make with this one is they reach the foot out like I'm doing here and turn the leg and touch the toe and the heels off the ground, and they didn't really open from the hip. So what we want here is feet to be parallel, and when you step out, you almost kind of turn the leg inward so as to keep it from turning out, so that you can open this space in the quad and try to get, again, what we aren't doing here, we're also not lifting the leg, side lift, we're stepping it out and planting it on the ground, and then back. The only way to accomplish that is to let your weight go down through your standing leg, your left leg, so that you're there, you're still connected, you've got your center, right? Now, keep the right leg out there, change the weight, let the weight go through the right leg, left leg is empty. Don't pick the heel up off the ground. Usually people, to sort of cheat, they lift the heel and lean the body, but we want to keep the heel down and find the real estate in here, in the tissue of the legs and hips and back, and then change back. So we're keeping the feet as if glued to the ground, and yet we're changing. Right full, left empty. Left full, right empty. Right full, left empty. Left full, right empty. Now change. Now as the left is empty, just float it in, close. Now keep your feet touching if you can. This is usually a not very stable position for people. But if you find the way down, you can empty this right foot. And then change, find the way down. Keep your feet together. Keep your feet together here for this one. This is a really important one because it forces, if you're going to truly empty one and then empty the other and keep jung, you have to open the spaces. Let the body weight through. So you've got empty full, change, empty full. So this emphasizes the down to allow the up. Down. Now, the weight through the left, sidestep the right foot. Change. Once the left is empty, bring it in. Change. Down through the left, the right is empty. Step. And notice I didn't go here. I went more through here to allow this. And then change. In. Bring the left foot in. Down through the left, stay down through the left as you step your right. Change. Bring that left foot in, floating. Down and through. Down and through. Switching directions. Left foot out. Down and through. Bring right foot in. Down and through. Step left foot out. To the degree that you get good at letting the weight go through, that's when the step can start to go shift step, shift step, shift step, shift step. You have to usually start with that slower quality, but then eventually it can be shift step, shift step. Now we go back and forth once more, shift step, step. So that eventually you can feel as though you're just kind of moving with a little bit of efficiency that creates the illusion of speed, meaning you're getting from where you are to where you're headed fast, but you're not disobeying the rule of soft, loose, empty, full, right? And final little bit, come to the space between your chairs. Change the weight to your right leg. Left leg. Change the weight to your left leg. Turn your right foot out. And turn your body and your head to look to the right. And then come back to neutral, go through neutral, and turn your right foot in and turn your shoulders and head to look to the left. Now let's just skip through neutral. Turn the body, the foot, everything turns, hips turn. Turn the toe out and look over the shoulder as far as you'd like. Try to see around behind you. And then bring it back to center and turn the right foot in. Look over the shoulder. Turn. And turn. One more. Turn. Turn. Neutral. Switch. Weight through the left leg, right leg. Turn left foot out, turn. And then turn left foot in, turning the body, looking over the right shoulder. Turn the left foot out, turning, looking over the left shoulder. Turn the left foot in, turn the body over the right shoulder. Turning out. Turning in. Turning out. And notice the right leg is the one holding our weight the whole time. And it's not changing at all. So that's the stable piece, right? And then back to neutral. Now, right leg, turn out. Shift into the right leg, bring the left foot to action. Change into the left leg, turn the right foot out. Shift and bring the left foot to match. Empty the right foot, turn it out. Shift, bring it to match. Empty right foot, turn it out. Shift, bring it to match. Around again. Right foot turning out, change of weight. So remember, primary direction, down. Down. So even though we're rotating, if you focus too much on the turning, you throw yourself out of your route, you throw off your balance. Let's go the other way. Pay attention to that primary direction of being rooted down. That's the chung one. And it's the ching ling that allows you the freedom to turn. Get your root correctly, appropriately connected. And all kinds of different capabilities become available. Change, turn, change, turn. In. Right foot empty. Instead of turning it out, turn the right foot in. Change the weight to the right leg, bring the left foot to match it. Empty the right foot again and turn the right foot in, turning the body. Change the weight to the right leg. Right foot in, by David. Right foot turns in. Change. Go around again. Right foot turns in. Change. In. Change. In. Change. In. Once you get back to facing forward, turn the left foot. In. Change. In. Change. One full, one empty, and then change, which is full, which is empty. Change again to step. Go around twice. And finish facing forward. Take the hands together. Rub. Back of one hand. And then palms. Back of other hand. Palms. Step your feet just a little wide sink a little bit and qua. Groin, pubic area, hip flexors. This area tends to get stagnant. This is where we also want to have that free, loose quality. Then come up onto your hip flexors, around the hips, the sacrum, the tail, come up onto the lower back. And then like we're doing one of our squats, sit the butt, slide the hands down the outside of the legs, around to the inside, stand back up, bring the hands up inside to the belly. Let's do that twice more. Groin, pubic, hip flexors, down, around to the sacrum, now up onto the lower back just a bit, and then clear all of that space down the outside, around to the inside, come up the inside, one more. Qua, hip flexors, sacrum, lumbar, qua. Yang channels down, yin channels up to the navel, and then finishing, go up the outside of the right arm, turn the arm down the inside, up, down, and switch arms, up, down, up the outside, down the inside. Say reset of the natural flow according to the Chinese medicine folk, and close the practice up over the top, settling and sealing. 1, 2, right over the belly button. This helps us remember where our middle is. Relax everything. And this, according to the ideas, the chi settles like water settling to a ground reservoir. And this is like our central battery. And then we close with the Taoist bow. Grab one thumb, soft fist, hold over the top. Thank you, everybody. Well done. Feel free to ask any questions or share any comments, which are super valuable.